Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a squat and deadlift day. Uh, Today I only did 2 sets with the 405. It was a good workout and they felt good, but I could tell that my fatigue was really high today. Again, the scale was down a little bit. I was under 220 today. I did it in kilograms. I haven't changed it over, but I know it was under 220. I don't know if I want to call it 219 yet, though. It was 99.6. So, I mean, we're closing in on 219. So again, getting leaner. But the thing is with that, I could tell when I did the RDLs today, you could see all that, the loose skin really pulled up in the love handle area. And again, I'm doing all this so that you guys can document and see real time as I lose body fat of, let's see how much it tightens a lot of that stuff up. Because I think it will be a good metric of things, right? Because people always ask that, does loose skin tighten up if you get lean enough? Because a lot of coaches and experts claim it does, right? They claim it does. And let's assess it and see real time, right? We'll watch it real time here. So it's one of the perks of doing all the training beltless, and in just shorts. But yeah, the squats, I was happy with the performance, but they looked a little shaky. And I could tell for some reason I was shaking on the way down on these. I'm not sure if it's just my core being a little unstable. Because I said last time I can tell that my core needs more work. My abs need more work, all of that. As I'm losing body fat, I do feel that it's a little unstable. I'm not able to brace them quite as tight. And again, that's something a lot of lifters, and I know other coaches who've noted the same things. When you start dropping body fat, sometimes it changes your intra-abdominal pressure a little bit. And I think the best response to that is for me to just add more ab work, right? Let's just train the area more. Don't complain about it. We see, okay, it looks like might be happening. I should be proactive and just fix it. There we go. But I'm trying to sink those deeper, trying to get ass to grass. So as I only did 2 real work sets with 405, I decided to do a couple of the really long pauses. So I counted these at least 20 seconds, took these down as deep as they would go and just held them and held them and held them. So I tried to get these to 20 plus seconds, these pauses. And again, this really stretches everything. And I notice when I do these, that a lot of stuff seems to crackle into place, like in a way that feels good. I don't mean that it feels bad, but I notice just some stuff in my hips and low back when I'm doing these really long pauses. It just kind of seems to crackle some stuff, and some things just release, and then they feel really good. But I'm hoping to get, again, because I'm doing the lifting work first, is a little bit of quad pump going, getting a little stretch-mediated hypertrophy from these loaded stretches. Because, I know 315 is not a crazy heavy weight, but if you think about all that tension time sitting there on it, again, that's a lot of time to spend with that weight in a stretch position. Keep in mind also, my quads do seem to be filling out, and it's not just the squatting. I'm doing prowler work, so I'm doing that sled work. It probably is having some hypertrophic effect. Because again, we've seen some decent EMG stuff showing the quad activity and everything looks really similar to squats. On the EMG doesn't mean we're getting the lengthened positions that we want, but there's probably some hypertrophic response. So again, hopefully we'll see the quads keep coming up, because now that's really what I need to get that squat up, especially if I want to do the deep squats. So I could tell I was fatigued when I got to deadlifts, because I'm like, yep, I was right. It's just some fatigue happening, I think, from cutting everything else. And I just got to keep an eye on that. But the other thing is, I don't need my deadlifts to be crazy good after doing a bunch of squatting, right? And I think definitely those stretches take a little bit out of it. Because I put, 495 on here, and I did 5 reps. I'm like, you know what? That felt like a good, solid work set. I could have got more reps. But, man, it's like I felt like I got a good training response. Felt everything there. Let's just chill there. Look, it's a good work set. I don't need to push deadlifts super hard all the time. Especially if I'm going to do them twice a week, right? I'm doing twice a week. Let's just get some quality sets in. And then every now and then maybe an M-RAP or a heavy single or heavy double, and just keep working on it. So also today, because I feel like my hamstrings may be regressing, a little worried I'm losing hamstring size. like, let's work with some RDLs, right? Because that'll carry over to the deadlifting. Of course, there you can see really my low back, because a lot of times when I've sat down on things like skull crushers, it looks lean because I've sat down and it stretches everything out. But when you see it kind of bunch up, you can see there's still body fat all in that loose skin. There's still quite a bit there that I need to burn off. I mean, the hamstrings and stuff look lean, the legs look lean. But again, working on it, right? Scales coming down, getting leaner. I'm going to keep hammering away at this stuff. I'm going to work body composition for a while, and then we'll come back and then we'll start seeing where the big lifts are. But I'm doing most of the stuff the hard way. The deadlift's going to be my one kind of power lift I'm going to keep doing, in a manner similar to what I do in competition. The benching, I can do the flat back real wide, build my chest. Squatting, let's just build the quads with, Olympic squats. Deadlift will be my one baby. But RDLs, like, okay, well, let's get some stretch reflex in them. Because what have I been doing in everything else? Putting stuff into lengthened position, stretching the muscles, right? Stretching the muscles, chasing that growth. Well, I haven't been doing it for the hamstrings. I've been doing it for lats, biceps, triceps and pecs a lot, lats a lot, quads a lot. Now, what about those hamstrings? All right, I've got strong hamstrings, but they could regress real quick because they do have big, very strong hamstrings. They can also regress quickly. And I stopped at 2 sets because I don't want to cramp. Like that stretch work, I already know it's going to potentially cause some cramping later. So I'm like, let me ease into it. We'll just do 2, then maybe we'll work 3 sets next time, and then we'll maybe work on progression. All right, hanging leg raises. I'm like, let's do some real ab work. And this was totally different than the band crunches. These burned. And then afterwards, when I tried to walk around, after doing 3 sets, I had to stop for sure. Even just the 3 sets of 8, didn't even get the toes as high as, maybe possible. It was enough to make my abs cramp up, right? They were cramping pretty hard after that. They're cramping pretty hard. And again, I think you can see when you see that with the abs contracted, it shows that I'm actually pretty decently lean, but that fat is really kind of pulling around that love handle area in that loose skin is where it's really holding the reserve disproportionate. And that's the thing that happens with loose skin. People need to be aware of that with your weight loss journeys. Loose skin will hold significant amounts of body fat, so it'll tend to pull there because that's where the reserve is. And it's kind of weird, and it's just something you have to accept. But again, we can watch it in real time. Let's see what it does. I'm hopeful. So I just got to burn it off because I noticed it disappeared when I did my last water cut. My low back didn't look anything like that. But I had also dehydrated everything. So I think if we lose the body fat there, I think we'll see the same effect. But then for a prolonged period of time, it'll give it time to tighten up. But overall, pretty good workout. It was. I walked into it a little fatigued, but happy with the results. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.